Hi guys, Hounds Armor here, and before we jump into this very exciting review, I just want to make a quick announcement. I am starting a new series that is taking place over on my Patreon, where my patrons will vote on and decide what blasters I build next. Usually hoping to do once every couple months. Anyway, our first blaster was decided this past week. It is the Gecko by Adrian. I'm super excited to build one of those blasters. And right now the vote is up for what the color scheme will be. So if you wanted to participate in that series, please go check out my Patreon. I'll put a link in the description below. All right, all that aside, let's jump into this review. Viewers of my channel will recognize this guy, the Carny flintlock, and this is what is now known as the V1. It works by taking your ramrod, shoving it down the barrel, priming back a slingshot system, dropping in a elite style dart, so an E50 caliber dart, whatever length, or a rival round. You pull back your little aesthetic hammer and you fire. This was the one that was at the top of my bin, as it needs some refurbishment, but I do have 3 of these at this point. I have a pair of these brown ones, which I've seen a lot of use and a lot of love, hence why this one needs a new frizzen and a new slingshot system and, you know, some refurbishment. I love these things. They're so much fun. Favorite memory of using these was back at New Atlanta, I guess a year ago now. As a raider, one time I pulled both of these, and because the rival rounds count as plasma, I was like punching through people's armor and stuff with 2 flintlocks, and all the shenanigans happened. So much fun. But these are a little old, and the design, well, I think this design is beautiful. The design's not that great to build. The stock is 5 pieces, and they all kind of dovetail / cross screw together, and there's some fragile bits. Not the best build version. So now there's a V2. Now the V2 does have pistol variants, and quite a few. It is a much more modular design where there is a single piece center portion. There are a couple grip options as well as several barrel options, including one that's an axe bayonet. So maybe I will build a V2 pistol just for the axe pistol thing. But there's one version that is very exciting to me, the Musket. And I know you all saw the thumbnail and saw, you know, clicked on this video intentionally, but deal with my theatrics. This thing is cool. And Carny deserves a lot of praise for the work he's done, because the original intention for his original flintlock project was for the entire thing except for the rubber bands to be 3D printed. He designed everything down to the screws to be 3D printed. And now as its design evolved and the design has improved, he's realized that metal screws are the way to go. And well, I always use metal screws for mine because it makes everything easier. But now we get these crazy things. Like I said, there's a lot of versions of the V2 pistol, but this thing hits 200 FPS. My pistols hit between 50 and 60 FPS, which is fine for a little cosplay LARP close-in guy, which is a lot of fun. But this thing can actually reach out and hit someone at a war. I can't wait till I can get to go to a war so I can tag some fools out with this thing from across the field. Because dang, is this thing fun. Quick overview on how it works. You pull your ramrod out and you shove it down the barrel until you hear a click to prime the system. This is a standard Springer style system where we have a pneumatic tube with, in this case, about half a K26, as well as a brass barrel in it. After that, you don't have to, but I highly encourage you, pull back your hammer and close your frizzen for the aesthetics of it, and then you let it rip. This thing is so much fun, and it's surprisingly accurate. I haven't tried to fit a scar barrel on mine yet, though I might reach down there at some point and see if I can make that happen. Though I get a feeling that loading through a scar barrel is not going to be a lot of fun. I have a couple ideas though. This thing is great. It is hefty. It's a lot of plastic to print, which might be one of my only criticisms. Yeah, I think my only criticisms is that it's a lot of plastic to print, which is unavoidable with a design like this, and the stock is a little short. Now I know I'm a tall guy and I've got long arms and all that stuff, but this is a kind of ridiculously short stock. I think it would fit well on a child, but I don't think this is a blaster children should use. So that's a little question mark for me. I'd like to see a longer stock portion, even if it is just Carny designing some extension plates for it. But even with that, it's not uncomfortable. My face just has to ride up, and I'm kind of poking myself in the eye if I'm fully shouldering this thing. But yeah. Now, okay, I'll get all my worries out of the way at one point. And this worry is something that should be obvious and is unavoidable with this thing, because it's this thing's gimmick, and it's that it's a muzzle loader. So in order to do this, we have to take this rod, which is about 3 feet of plastic with some all thread through it, and we have to push it under spring tension, like that. Which is not a light prime with K26, and is not a short throw either, but this thing is currently a projectile. So whenever you're priming this thing, I hope you do prime this thing, because I hope people will pick up this blaster. Please, when you're priming it, keep the muzzle pointed away from yourself and others and upwards. It is much easier to prime this on the ground. I know you can't see this right now, but it's very tempting to lean over this blaster when you try to prime it. I'm trying to convince myself to always prime it in my hand, but I understand that it's a tricky thing. And then beyond that, definitely with the elite darts, but I'm finding with the rival rounds more, you then want to use a little bit of ramrod pressure to see your actual projectile. Like I said, it's the gimmick of the blaster, it's the whole point of the darn thing, but it is dangerous, so we should be aware. Like I said previously, I don't think this is a blaster children should be playing with, and if they are, it should have a much lighter spring in it so that the whole priming thing isn't as much of a problem. But yeah, that's all the negative I'm gonna say, because I really freaking love this thing. I haven't gotten to take it to a war yet. I can't wait to take it to a war, because I might have to do some real convincing to run anything besides this in the Renfield at the next war I go to, which is a shame, because I think that hits too hard for my local wars. And this might too, so I gotta find a high power war to go to. Let me know in the comments who runs high power wars, like 200 plus FPS wars. I wanna go, never been to one. So, distractions aside, this is a wonderful blaster. Carny outdid himself. This thing is gorgeous. It is fairly simple to put together. I'm not running into the problem where the hammer doesn't have enough power to push the frizzen down like I was on the V1. It's just very well done. So please pick this up. I'm gonna put links to Carny Etsy shop down in the description. If you don't have a 3D printer, please reach out to someone like me who does commissions. Shameless plug. I want to see more of these at wars. I was talking to, a long time ago, talking to one of my local game runners and talking about implementing a kind of awfuls round at the end of the day where everyone lines up with a blaster and each line takes a turn taking a step forward and taking a shot, and this would be so cool to do that situation, or even to do mock musket style battles where everyone's in line with the firing command. That would be so cool. Want to do that? Let's get more of these out in the wild. I got nothing else to say. I'm done. Get yourself one. These are great. Links in the description. I'm gonna go edit this now. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching to the end of my video. Just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and just say hi in the comments. Every little interaction helps these days on YouTube. Again, if you want to take part in my Patreon Pick series where we collaborate to create blasters, go check out my Patreon, link in the description below. All that being said, I hope you will consider watching another one of my videos, and I will see you all next time.